Whether you like it or not, your physical appearance matters a ton in this world. It shapes the way that people see you, the way that you see yourself, and most importantly, the opportunities that come your way. And we know this because we've lost a combined 300 pounds. I lost 160 and my brother lost 140.
What you're going to get out of this video is why your physical appearance matters in every single area of your life, in your career, in your relationships, and your self-respect. We're also going to uncover the hidden cost of ignoring your weight and how fixing your weight fixes the way that you show up in every single area of your life.
By the end of this video, you'll understand why this is not just about vanity, but about your identity and your leadership. Point number 1 is your social perception. People judge you instantly off of the way that you look. First impressions matter a lot, whether it means having social interactions, job interviews, or just getting the respect that you want in the room. An example of this is from one of our clients named Oscar, who works in law enforcement support.
He's out in the field, handling crashes, speaking Spanish for translations, just taking care of everyday scenes. He's respected at work, but behind the scenes, he knows that something's off.
He once lost 40 pounds from doing keto and having accountability with a buddy. But when his buddy left for the military, he slipped back and gained 100 pounds.
Just 2.5 months ago, Oscar weighed 336 pounds, and just climbing up a flight of stairs left him completely out of breath. The weight just doesn't slow him down physically, it cuts into how he's seen.
You see, Oscar has dreams of becoming a full-on police officer, but he is terrified of being the guy that can't even pass the academy fitness test and gets sent home. It bled into his personal life as well. He told us that he avoids going to theme parks because he's afraid that he can't even get on rides. And when it came to shopping for clothes, he only shopped on Amazon and DXL because when he goes to the mall, none of the clothes on the racks fit him anymore.
And the worst part about it was when he looked in the mirror, because he didn't just see a belly, he saw a disappointment, not just in himself, but in the gap between the man who he wanted to be for his wife, his family, and his career, versus the man that he saw staring back in the mirror.
55 pounds, and it took me about 2.5 months.
Before you started the program, where were you at physically and mentally?
Drained. I noticed myself getting weaker with, like the 24-bottle case of water. Carrying that from the car to inside the house, shit was a struggle. Just at work too, like lifting cones and stuff. I was getting out of breath from just picking up a cone and moving it to the next spot. And I just noticed myself getting weaker and weaker and getting out of breath going up one flight of stairs. And to today, being 55 pounds lighter, it's fucking a whole different thing. Back then, before I started the program, I would say, yeah, like I'll start next Monday or I'll start at the beginning of the month, and I never do it. Or now, mentally, I know that if I don't do it, I'm only gonna be failing myself.
What would you say, Oscar, to anybody that's been sitting on the fence or hesitant about joining our program? What would you tell them?
The hardest part is taking that first step. And when we had that onboarding call, that initial call, I was very on the fence of it, like on doing it. And I was like, I don't know. And I'm so glad that I took that step and I said, let's do it. Anyone that's thinking about it, I tell them, you know what? It's only going to benefit you, and nothing is stopping you but yourself. If money's tight or if you don't think you have the time, like you don't realize yet that there's so many ways around it that you're going to be able to accomplish that goal, but you have to take that first step. After you take that first step, it's clockwork.
But here's the thing, even more important than how the world sees you is how you see yourself. Because if you can't even respect the man that you see in the mirror, that weight carries with you everywhere you go. And that brings us to our second point, self-perception.
Your confidence is directly tied to who you see staring back in the mirror. That ripple effect impacts the way that you speak, carry yourself, and make decisions. Which now brings us to our second client, Frank. Frank was 330 pounds, had been following us for years, tried keto, tried different programs like Octavia, lost a few pounds, but then ended up gaining it all back. The breaking point for Frank was when his dad died due to a heart attack caused by his weight. Frank started using food for comfort. He looked in the mirror and felt dread because he no longer saw himself as the guy who used to run cross country back in high school and felt like he was on top of the world.
The struggle he went through was the depression he faced after his dad passed. He gained 100 pounds. And even though he had love from his kids, from his wife, deep down inside, he still felt a calling that there was more in his life and that he couldn't be the man that he was then. He felt like he lost control over the one thing he knew he should have full control over, his body. But the thing is, he remembered how he felt when he was in shape. He was energetic, he was happier, he felt on top of the world, and felt like anything that he put his mind to, he could accomplish. But in his current moment, he felt the complete opposite. And that is the self-perception gap.
When Frank told me that he looked in the mirror and felt dread, that told me everything. Because when you don't respect your own reflection that you see in the mirror, you're subconsciously telling yourself that you don't have what it takes to solve your own problems, which bleeds into everything: your confidence, your energy, and most importantly, how you show up to your family.
And that's why Frank decided he wasn't waiting anymore. He wanted to be the dad that his kids can look up to, not the man that hides behind excuses.
Your body sets the example for your kids, your partner, and your coworkers. You can't tell your kids to be disciplined if you can't show them what that actually looks like. One of our clients, Christian, he's a 35-year-old dad, business owner, and former athlete. On our call together, Christian shared the moment that everything changed for him. It was the moment his daughter was born. He realized that he can't keep putting his weight on the back burner. Meanwhile, his daughter's watching his every move.
He shared how it hit him in everyday moments. When he played in his basketball league, when he came home from work and tried to crawl around on the ground with his daughter, he had no energy. He had to be subbed out. And he didn't want to be subbed out of life forever. That's why he made the decision to take his life back into control and change once and for all.
They told me we were going pool climbing.
Let's fucking go.
It's always the fucking best fit ever, baby.
And if you're sitting in a position right now where you know you should be doing something, but you're not, that's where the true identity comes in. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the man that's leading for your family, your coworkers, and friends? Or do you want to be the one riddled with excuses, talking about who you used to be and what you used to be able to do? It's up to you to decide when your life changes. And if you want to become the man that's a leader, if you want to become the man that's respected, that's loved in his social circles, and most importantly, loves the one that he sees back in the mirror, it's up to you to change your life. And if you don't know where to start yet, that's where we come in, and that's where we would love to help you change your life. All of our clients need to lose a significant amount of weight. And the best part, they have. And we've shown them how to do it, and we can show you as well. You're not too far gone. You're not needing another diet. You don't need another recipe. You don't need another workout. That stuff helps, but it's not gonna solve the root issue. Who do you wanna be, and what's your identity? And if you understand that your body actually matters and your weight is important in this world, you'll start making changes to become the man that you want to be, not the one that you settle for. And to finish off, the real cost of letting your weight go is not about the numbers on the scale. It's about your identity. It's about who you become. Your reflection of your body is who you are on the inside. And only you know that. Only you know who you want to be and who you are deep down. And it's up to you to bring that person out so the rest of the world can see the true greatness that's inside of you.
If this video hit home, make sure to like this video and share it with somebody else who really needs it.
And if you want help on your weight loss journey, click the link in the description below and we'll be reaching out to you to see if we can help.